wonderful interpreters, and thank you again for tuning in. The election is now in full swing, and according to PERC, 179 interpreters have already voted as of earlier today at 2:07 p.m. I have been traveling to meet with interpreters, and recently several of them have requested us to make a video about our main goals as a union. So this is that video. Please watch the whole thing. Now, before we get into it, I want you to be aware of WFSE's deceiving tactics at play yet again during this election. As you know by now, PERC determined that WFSE explicitly misrepresented the election process last time and deceived LNI interpreters into signing an online petition, falsely saying that hundreds of interpreters pledged or promised to vote for them. Simply said, they cheated, so we're voting again. However, they are doing it again. Here is WFSE using the same petition again to deceive LNI interpreters with inflated numbers. This was an email they sent last week on March 28th. They never learn, and this may have consequences. I am just letting you know. Now, let's talk about our main goals as a union upon winning the election. So, goal number one here is to protect our current pay of $1.03 a minute, which translates to $61.80 an hour. LNI used to give us raises before every year before the scheduling system, even without a union, so we need to make sure that we get reasonable raises after winning. We also need to protect our own block time appointments. Goal number two is that we need to ensure direct deposit payments bi-weekly, which is something that's not consistent since Interpreting Works took over, according to many LNI interpreters who keep reporting not being paid for months in many cases. This is something that we have exposed in our videos time after time after time. Goal number three, we need to get our mileage reimbursement back. This is something that LNI never had a problem with before imposing Interpreting Works, but now we don't have it thanks to WFSE leaders like Milena Calderari-Waldron lobbying LNI to take it away from us. Washington interpreters will fight to get it back. Goal number four is that we need to get paid on time for all appointments, regardless of LNI's delays. LNI should not tell us that they have 60 days to process our payments. That is ridiculous, and we want to change this. Goal number five is that we need to get 100% payment for no-shows and cancellations. This is something that's out of control since the implementation of the scheduling system. You know, WFSE will never fight to get 100% of anything, since they're always trying to save the state money with their own union instead of fighting for what interpreters need for once. Upon winning, Washington interpreters will not capitulate to the state, but we will demand the state to supply the need of our workers. Goal number six is that we need real health benefits because LNI's director has always bragged about how their interpreting budget is insignificant, meaning they don't spend much. Well, we want them to invest more on LNI interpreters. We will fight for that as well. This is something that if you're a union, you need to fight for your workers. And there is no good reason for LNI interpreters not to have some sort of health benefits in 2023. And we want to change that. Goal number seven, we will fight to lift the 8-hour day limit on billing that LNI has imposed on us. We're independent contractors, guys. We're not employees, so LNI does not actually have to pay us overtime. We should not be limited to only bill 8 hours a day. You know what else, guys? WFSE does not agree with this. Goal number eight, we need protection from LNI's recoupment policies. You see, LNI can ask you to pay back money they paid you for interpreting services whenever they determine that they shouldn't have opened the claim or approved some treatments for injured workers. You see, you provide the services on an open claim, but they want you to pay that money back when they make a mistake. This is not fair, and we will fight to get protection against this practice. Goal number 9. It is one of our goals to provide continuing education workshops for interpreters, as we have done since our inception, for free. And we have welcomed everyone, unlike WFSE, who only welcomes their paying members for free workshops. We want to do things differently. Goal number 10. We believe in a dual system for everyone, where you can get appointments from an online platform and/or bill LNI directly without any restrictions, not just for on-demand appointments like it is right now. And of course, without any appointment monopolies, which are now being operated statewide under Interpreting Works by some individuals, as reported by many angry LNI interpreters. See, WFSE will deny this, but this is happening. The reality is that no scheduling system will completely eliminate fraud. This is something that LNI has to harden their policies and be tough on interpreters and the providers who actually facilitate this behavior. I'm talking about medical facilities, medical providers, some people that take bribes, gifts, and things in exchange for appointments, and to use the interpreters that they want. And so, there needs to be a rotation. LNI has to harden their policies. A scheduling system cannot eliminate fraud. This is a human condition. People will always find a way to get the upper hand somehow. All we can do as a union is tell LNI to toughen up their policies, but we need everyone to have access to appointments without restrictions. Goal 11. And last on the list is to demand LNI to allow interpreters to be paid directly for video and telephonic appointments without middleman companies siphoning commission money from us, just like we successfully did during the pandemic situation thanks to our advocacy. You see, WFSE will not fight for this if they win the election, because they have sold out their own DSHS jobs to out-of-state middleman companies, as I have exposed in my videos before and even recently. Also, we believe that the union that wins the election must have the right to negotiate over how your appointments are being distributed by the scheduling system. That's why we are appealing our unfair labor practice complaint to the Court of Appeals. We will not give up on this. You see, LNI interpreters keep reporting to us many issues like the lack of appointment offers, being blocked from the system, not being able to see the same jobs that other interpreters see, getting appointment offers very far from their location, and many other issues. But WFSE opposes this because they believe that Interpreting Works should distribute appointments however they like, unchecked, and without supervision. The reality is that no court has been able to tell us why it was okay for LNI to change our working conditions by implementing this system in the middle of an election process. Back in 2021, our own election process, instead of waiting for a union to win like the law says. We have exposed this before, so that a union can then negotiate these changes. The reality is that they didn't have a set date for this implementation until we had already filed for the election. We're the only union fighting for us to have the right to negotiate over the appointment distribution. Remember this, and WFSE is against this. Nothing is going to change with the scheduling system if WFSE wins. They imposed Interpreting Works without a vote, and they do not believe in any checks and balances for this system. You know, we have exposed a lot about WFSE, and there seems to be something new to expose constantly. But the reality is that they cheated during the last election. A government agency told you so. They do not offer any real change or solutions for LNI interpreters. They only care about your union dues, so it's just more of the same. Do not vote for certified cheaters. Do not waste your vote. Vote for Washington interpreters. Vote for change in the new day. You decide.